have for you a very relaxed, chill vlog of what I've been up to these past few weeks. I personally love week in my life videos, so I figured I would do something similar, contribute back to the vlog ecosystem. So today I have for you a mishmash of me doing chores, decorating one of my walls, hanging out with my friends, and other things that I've been doing this past month. If you're new to this channel, I love to journal, collage, I love stationery, and I also make clothing. If you're interested, check out my website. And yeah, I just wanted to have like a little week in the life kind of vlog before my next video, which will be the March setup, which I am so nervous and excited for because this will be the last setup that I do in my apartment before I move to Germany. So a lot of things I gotta finish up this month. Anyway, grab a drink. I made myself a fresh cup of tea. Grab something you gotta work on, and join me on recapping some of the things I did this month. We had a ton of intense rain this month, which is great for my balcony plants, but terrible for driving. I'm so glad my apartment doesn't have any leaks compared to my old one. But regardless, I trekked on to go meet my friends for some tea. I'm trying to have as much quality time with my loved ones before I leave, and since there's a ton of really cute high tea places in LA, I figured that's one of the best ways to get together. Afterwards, we had a little Valentine's Day doll making party, and that was so cute. Here's a little sneak peek of the dolly that I was working on. Nova was so sweet to provide all of the materials we needed. My Valentine got me a little bouquet with lilies, and they bloomed in my room, and it makes my desk smell so good. The day after Valentine's, we took a little trip to Quartzsite, Arizona for a gem show, and it was so incredible. I wish I got more footage, but this is all I have. I had high tea yet again with more friends, this time at a different high tea place, and this one was also spectacular. The scones were so good.
I think they got rid of pie hole.
During all of January, I was working non-stop on this 1,000-piece Doraemon puzzle, and then finally this month I finished it, I glued it all together, and here I am cutting off the backing in order to prepare it to put up on my wall. And I actually put it here in my sewing room, as you can see. I absolutely love it. I'm kind of obsessed with puzzles now. This is like the first one I've done, and it was 1,000 pieces. I went to have some tea and desserts with my best friend, and we had a very entertaining time smacking the little Jello bunnies. I also got a haircut for the first time in like 4 years. This is my hair before. It was long and totally shapeless, no layers, and this is my hair after. I got about 3 inches off. I got layers for the first time ever, and I'm so happy with how it came out. I also got my undercut properly done after haphazardly cutting my hair to offer it for the Sphinx to my show. You can see me actually in this video putting up the little braid of hair that I offered her. Now it's time to decorate the final wall of my room. This wall gets beautiful light in the morning with the little rainbow makers, so I wanted to display my trinkets. I thrifted this shelf during the summer and it was perfect. I've held on to a bunch of my childhood toys. I've always been obsessed with miniatures, so I was really happy to be able to display my little memories. I want to fill up this space here with the phenakistoscope that I made for the Sphinx, and then here I still need to find something to put. But also, my room is always a work in progress, so I'm not rushed. Here is how my shelving and decor ended up. If you see any little toys or trinkets that you recognize, please leave a comment because I would love to talk with people about obscure little references. I want to put my phenakistoscope in this space that I made up here. I moved the poster from the previous clips that you saw. Now I need to move my little flower vase to somewhere else. Also, probably lower would be better so I can actually put like flowers and vines to propagate in. But anyway, this is gonna go in this space up here. I started off by removing the little hanging flower vase and then sort of eyeballed where I wanted the painting to go. To make sure it was straight, I used a piece of yarn and tape to make sure the screw holes were at an even level. Very, very high tech. Once everything was in place, I put the phenakistoscope up. Since it's a white base, it stains extremely easily, so I did some tiny little touch-ups with acrylic. I also have this tiny little doll bookcase that I had in my show. It's super lightweight, very roughly painted pink, but I'm just gonna hang it up with a safety pin through this little hole that I made inside. And maybe I'll put some of my little guys on top. I feel like I say this in most of my videos, but I highly encourage you guys to get figures secondhand or to use what you already have. Though I am a maximalist, I try to be as sustainable as possible, and I feel like doing secondhand buys and using stuff from my childhood just makes me feel closer to all of the things that I own. And this is how the wall ended up looking after working on it. Of course, it's always a work in progress, so it'll change as time goes on. I have my koinobori that I made eons ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, for my show, and I brought them back. I'm really glad I brought back the fish kites and my phenakistoscope because you couldn't really see them that much in the show, but now that they're in my room, they're so much bigger compared to the gallery space, so I am very excited to display them. This is the big red and orange one, and this is the smaller blue and purple one. I love this one. This one's my favorite for sure, but both of them came out so beautiful. I'm very happy with them. They have like an adjustable wire in the mouth, so I can make it as round or as like ovalish as I would like. I've got these little ties to hang them up, and I did hang them up briefly before my show, so I still have the hooks up there. I just have to put them back up. This is my fishing photo. I caught these babies. I wanted to do a progress video on how I made these, but the footage is so old and I just haven't touched it in months. But basically, these are patchwork kites that I made with scrap fabric. The rain was strong as ever. We actually got hail, which was pretty out of the ordinary, but there were some amazing, beautiful cloudy skies before we finally got a bunch of really nice, sunny, hot days. I went thrifting with a friend and the owner gave us these tamales, and just look at the way I devoured mine on the left. Like, why did I do that? Anyway, here I am making some tea. I love using loose leaf herbs. Side note, and completely unrelated, but for those that like organization videos, this is for you. I found this huge carton of crayons that I had in middle school and decided to reorganize them in rainbow order so I can start using them again. I don't usually use color in my sketchbook, but I feel like since I found these, it's a sign. I used to use them all the time. Like, I would use crayons for all my, like, book report drawings and stuff like that. But anyway, I sharpened some of them. It was so satisfying to do this, let alone to see it in the time lapse. I'm so happy! My collage sweater just sold. It's funny, because I was just about to post like a making of video and an actual like proper post of the sweater, and then I checked my email and it turns out somebody just got it. This sweater will be going to Toronto, which is very exciting. I love Toronto. I think Courage My Love will have items of mine pretty soon. I always have a list of my stockists. Right now the only ones I have in Toronto are Sonic Boom for cassettes and Courage My Love for like accessories. I don't have any actual like clothing stockists in Toronto or in Canada. If anyone in Canada wants to sell my clothing, let me know. I always have to weigh anything that's knit or collage because it ends up way heavier than normal, and just to make the shipping price more accurate. Wow, this one's under a pound. That doesn't usually happen. I'm gonna pack this up and get it ready to send off. Whenever I get an order, I like to add extra stickers to it along with the thank you note, especially for big custom items like my knits or collage sweaters. I'll also handwrite little extra notes because it's a very meaningful item you've just purchased. I handmade that. If you would like a more in-depth look at how I package my orders and how I run my shop, check out the last video that I just posted. I had a recently big shop update, and I talk all about that and my packing / making progress in that video. Then to wrap things up, I did some journaling. I love sitting on my daybed by the window to write and read. And I'm also right next to my tea station for convenience. And here you can see the wall that I finished decorating in this video. I really love this little corner I've made for myself. And as always, if you made it to the end of the video, leave a comment saying, I love high tea. And that is basically it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kept you a little bit of company. I will see you very soon, next Friday in fact, for the March setup. And until then, have a good rest of your week. I'll see you guys then.